So Sygnus wants to do an APO before Christmas. So before you buy all of them Christmas gifts, probably you want to save some for this APO coming up. Welcome back guys, I'm Jamie. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and turn on your post notification. I upload videos every Monday and Wednesday on investing, personal finance and just business in general in Jamaica. So if these are topics that you like, just go ahead and hit that thumbs up button as well. If you want, you can also connect with me on social media, and I'm on Instagram at Radcliffe or Twitter at Radcliffe2030. So Sygnus wants to do an APO before Christmas. On December 15th, they had an investor forum where they were pretty much pumping the new APO. And a number of questions were answered that actually clarified a number of things for me in regards to the APO. So if you're planning to invest, you might want to stick around. If you're new to Sygnus Credit Investments, in the simplest of terms, they're a loan company. But Sygnus actually dabbles in different sectors or industries because they also have a tax arm that they are going to need to use now, because as a company that is registered in St. Lucia, they will need to start paying taxes if the St. Lucian government don't see where they provide an economic benefit. Now, with COVID, a lot of persons cannot pay back their loans. So it would stand to think that you might think that this would affect how Sygnus's business has been going on. But they're saying that COVID has not really affected them that much so far. Sygnus says that when issuing loans, they try to issue these loans that are basically guaranteed by key persons in any business, so that they are sure to collect back their money. They also might want to be on your board. They want to have oversight of the board. They might even want to have voting rights to these boards. So I think that with these stops in place, basically, it would limit their exposure to losses once it is that they're investing in strong companies. And from the investor forum, it seems like they mainly try to invest in industry leaders in the different industries that they want to go into. Why I say this? In the forum, they're talking about a lot of persons that they are lending money to, wanting money for acquisitions. Now, in a pandemic, for your business to be borrowing money for acquisition, it means that you, as a company, very strong in your industry, and you have money to pretty much throw around, because you're still going to need to pay for these loans, after you buy out certain companies, right? Even if they are smaller companies in your industry. But guess what? We're going to talk about APO right now. See what it is that they want from this APO, how much money they want to raise, what they plan to do with it, and a few other things. First off, if you really want to be a part of this APO, you can start applying from now. Even though the APO officially opens on the 18th of December, which is Friday, they have started collecting applications from Monday, which is the 14th of December. So these early applications go in, you will be part of the first batch of persons going in if you're going in on this APO. Now, the last date for the APO is December 23. So in essence, Sygnus's APO is only going to be open for 4 days. Just 4 days, people. So if you really want to get in, think about it from now and make sure you decide what you're going to do before the APO closes. In terms of the pricing for this APO, Sygnus is going to be selling both Jamaican dollar shares and US dollar shares at 2 different prices. For the Jamaican dollar shares, you can buy it if you're a new person just coming in or a key stakeholder for $16.30. And for existing shareholders, you get the Jamaican dollar shares for $14.70. If you want to go over on the US side, you would pay 14 cents as a new shareholder or $12.70 as an existing shareholder. Now, you might be wondering how you get the discounted price. Now, for me personally, that's the first thing when me really look into, because I'm saying that if I want to buy into the Sygnus APO, not IPO, I want to get the cheapest price. But to get the APO price, you would have had to have owned Sygnus shares before November 20th. So only existing shareholders before or on November 20th will be able to get the cheaper price. So even if you go buy some shares now, it won't help you right now. So you will still have to pay the original price, or the $16.30 or the 14 cents in US, if you want to own some Sygnus shares through the APO. In my opinion though, the pricing of the APO is really and truly kind of close to what it is that market is selling for, but they have priced the APO based on book value. Because a quick check of how much Sygnus stock price is right now, it's between 15 cents and 16 cents thereabout for the US. Because I normally invest in the US one, so I track that particular price. So the discount really and truly going to apply for existing shareholders. And they say that the reason why they have done this is because instead of having a rights issue to give existing shareholders the opportunity to buy more shares without watering down their interests, they have to give them the discount for pretty much make up back feet on the other side. Now, the minimum amount of shares that you can buy is 1,000. One seal 1,000. Now, after you buy your first 1,000, you can go up in increments of 100. So, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, and go up, and so on. Now, if you plan to buy the minimum, you're going to need to spend 16,300 Jamaican dollars as a new shareholder, or 14,700 as an existing shareholder. On the US side, it will be 140 US or 127 US for the existing shareholders. Now, if I was going to buy into the Sygnus APO, I would pretty much choose to buy my shares on the Jamaican dollar side, because it basically would be cheaper in a sense to buy the shares in Jamaican dollars as opposed to buying them in US. And here why. If you're a new shareholder, you're going to spend 140 US to buy these new shares. You're going to be spending at a rate of about $116 to one, roughly. So if you change that $140 right now at current market rate, you're going to get more than 16,300. So quick maths. If you change 140 US by $130, right? You're going to get 18,200. Now, when you use your 140 US by 1,000 shares, that's all you're getting. But when you check up 18,200, you're going to get more than 1,000 shares on the Jamaican side. You would actually get about 100 additional shares, so you would be able to bump yourself up to 1,100 units if you decide to change out your US into Jamaican dollars and then buy your shares. But to do this, you really and truly need to think about the currency where you want to invest in, and if you want to really and truly subject yourself to the weakening of the Jamaican dollar in the future. So it's not just a clear-cut decision. While you may be getting more shares, you have to think about it on a very critical level. Now, Sygnus wants to raise about 22 million US dollars on the regular offering, or if they decide to upsize it, about 32 million. Now, as I said before, they're only trying to raise this in 4 days. 4 days, are basically a week and a half if you take into consideration the early opening from the 14th. Now, this goes to show that Sygnus, to be honest, is very bullish on how the market is right now to raise an IPO in only 4 days. As I told you guys before, one of the big things for me is what it is that they're planning to do with this money from the APO, IPO, or any fundraising that a company is planning to do. Now, when I check Sygnus' prospectus, what they're saying is that they want to raise a minimum of 10 million US. And I believe the reason why they want to raise a minimum of 10 million US is to really pay off a bridge loan that they have current for the same 10 million US. Now, Sygnus says that they collect roughly 12% interest on their portfolio right now, right? For all of the monies that they have lent out, they get roughly 12% in interest. Now, you see, if this bridge loan is basically, let's say, a 6% loan then for the time being, they will be paying out about half of the interest that they collect off of that loan back to the banks. Now, you can see here where the bottom line of Sygnus would be affected, because they'll be giving back half of the money that they're collecting for their loans over to the bank, when in truth and in fact, they're the ones that did all of this groundwork. Now, while it is that Sygnus is trying to raise up to 32 million, to be honest, based on listening to them, this won't even be enough, because Sygnus really and truly wants about 50 million in total. So after they raise 32, if it is the offer is upsized, then they will still need an additional 18. Now, if it's not upsized and they get 22 million, then they will need now to get an additional 28 million, to be honest. And they're planning to raise this via debt. Now, we can see Sygnus coming back to the market soon, to try to get more money to finance all of these prospects that they have in the pipeline right now. Now, if you're planning to go in on the APO, there are a number of different selling agents. So it's not only limited to Sygnus or the lead brokers of Sagicor and NCB. Speak with your particular investment advisor and see if their company is a selling agent for the Sygnus APO. For me personally, guys, I would love to invest in the Sygnus APO right now, but to be honest, it really and truly just come at a bad time for me. And the reason I would want to invest in the APO is because I can guarantee you this offer of shares is going to affect my dividends moving forward. Because unless it is that they make enough money to keep dividends where it is, I'm going to start to get less dividend for the amount of shares that I have in Sygnus right now. Plus, personally, as an existing shareholder, I love the price. I love the price. I've been trying to get Sygnus for under 13 cents for a while now because I invest mainly in the US aspect of Sygnus. But for some reason, it just come down to 14, go back up to 16, and just would not fill my order at 13 cents. So the price part of it is very appealing to me. It's just a bad timing for me personally because I have other things in the pipeline that may prove to be more lucrative than Sygnus in the long term. And don't think this will end with just Sygnus, because right now we have Derryman, who is currently partnering with Barita to start their APO soon. And I can tell you, a lot more companies going to want to come out next year, like early next year, to raise as much capital as they want. Because with this new vaccine, we can expect things to pretty much start getting back to business as usual very soon. So they basically want to be there when things start getting back to normal with money to pretty much push and make as much money as possible. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, just go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, just go ahead and subscribe. Also turn on your post notification. That way when I upload videos, you don't miss any of them, alright? And remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so you see anything with me talk about here, so make sure you talk to your financial advisor first before you make any money decision. Cool? So until next week, people. Bye-bye.